guys. I know you haven't seen me in a while. It's not because things went bad. It was just that, I've been going through a whole lot of nausea. But anyway, I will tell you about that later. Right now, I'm going to tell you about my surgery experience. So, the night before, I had, no food, just the liquids. And I was so ready to get the surgery done. So, I got to the hospital that morning. I had to be there at 6 a.m. So, I was there, and, nervous, scared to death. Got in there. I was the first one they called in out of the waiting room. And, they took me back, and they had to give me a pregnancy test, and they took my weight. And, my weight at the time of surgery was 316, which is down from 340, which is what I started my journey at. So, I'd lost that much already just on the, a little bit of beforehand diet and, the 2-week diet. And, so I did pretty good there. And I was very proud of myself. They took me back after that, and they got the stupid IV going and all that, which I hate IVs. So they got me all. She was really good though. Got it in first time. A lot of times they don't get it in first time, because they try to get it in my rolling ones, even when I tell them it's gonna roll on you. They don't listen, and they're like, oh no, I'm a pro at this, and then it rolls on them, and they're like, oh, well, I guess you were right. Well, yeah, I was right. So this woman actually listened to me, and she gave it one that wasn't a rolling, so that was good. And I asked them, I was like, can I please have something to calm me down, because I'm freaking out here. And they couldn't, because they were waiting for the pregnancy test to come back, because I hadn't had my period in 3 months, which is, not unusual for me, but they had to make sure it wasn't pregnancy. So when it finally came back, that's when the doctor had come in to talk to me, and of course I was getting the Lapband 2 sleeve procedure. So he wanted to talk to me a little about that, and I was like, yeah, okay, now can you give me something to calm me down? And he was like, no, we're on our way to surgery. And I was just like, oh my God. And I'm sure every bit of color left my face when he said that, because my stomach fell into my toe. And I was like, really? Already? I just got back here not so long ago. I haven't even watched the whole show on the TV yet. So, my mom was there with me, so it was a good experience. My mom keeps me calm, keeps me grounded, so I was just there a few minutes, and I was in the little plug-em-up gown. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about, the bear paw. And I was so hot in there, and they plugged me up in the air conditioner. It was right near my lady parts, and it got really cold really quick. And I was like, this is now uncomfortable. So, anyway, they come and got me, and apparently gave me something really good, because I don't really remember the ride back there. All I remember is them telling me that I have to get myself up over to the other table. So I tried to pull my fat self over there, and that's about all I remember. So, the next thing I know is I'm waking up, not waking up. So let me tell you about, recovery. I can't, because I don't remember any of it. I do remember somebody saying my name and being like, are you okay, or something. I don't know. I couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't open my eyes if you paid me to. And, So I guess I was back out again, because the next thing I remember is somebody was asking my family questions. And they asked they asked my mom if I had any, like, implants. I think they were talking about, like, dental implants or something like that. And apparently I screamed out, boobs! So, I don't know why I told them I had boob implants when I don't. But, yeah. So, let's just say I was super drunk. And I really don't remember most of my hospital stay, except the very important parts when I was dry heaving. So, the first thing I remember is coming to, and my husband was there, and nobody else was there. Apparently, all my family had left, but they were coming back. And I don't remember even much at that point, but I remember asking for my lip stuff and to give me a Gas-X strip. So those were the first two things I asked for, and that's what he got me. He gave me some stuff for my lips and gave me a Gas-X strip. And then I was back out for a little while, I guess. And then when I came back again, he was still there, and the nurse had just came in, and she said that we had to get up and walk. So the first time I went to stand up, it felt like somebody was doing this with my incisions and ripping me apart. It was so painful. I sat back down and cried because it hurt so bad. And she's like, if you just get up and do the walking, it won't hurt as bad the next time you get up and do the walking. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, woman. You gotta lie to me, I guess. And she was very correct. When they say that, they mean it. And I got up and I did one walk around the, there's like, you go out and here's the nurse's station, and then there's a square in front of it. And I went down out of my room, walked around that square, and then came back to my room. So I did that, and then I was back out for a little while longer, and then I know my mom came up to get my husband to take him home, and I was back out for a while. I would come to, and I would start dry heaving, which is horrible after you've just had surgery. So painful, and it just felt like it would pull every time. And I was having that horrible gas pain right here in my chest, like right underneath the, what is that, your breastbone or whatever? Oh my God, I didn't have it in my shoulders. The last time I had surgery, I had it in my shoulders, and that was even worse. But I had it right here, and I had it for a good week, too. Even though I was taking the Gas-X, because, well, I know they're not in the same region what they work for, but it was very painful. And so the next time I got up and walked, I didn't have any other pain medicine while I was in there, except for when I left the next day, because I was afraid the jiggling and the shaking in the car would be not so cool. And half of the time I asked for nausea meds, they didn't even bring them to me. They pretty much put me in my room and forgot I existed. So, I know that's not saying much for a hospital, but it's true. So I got up a couple other times and went for a walk down around that thing. The next morning I got up and I walked 2 laps around that thing. Little pole in hand and everything. And I was doing really good. I had no problems other than the constant nausea. I mean, constant nausea. And then at one point I was sitting in the chair after walking, and the nurse was in there, and she had me, I told her, I'm starting to get sick, please grab. They have like these sick bags on the wall that you can do your business in. And I asked her to grab me one of those real quick, and she ripped off the top of one of those. And they use them at an injection site, just a little alcohol swab. And, oh, that's another thing. I'll get back to that. Yeah, she did that under my nose and made me sniff on that for a little while, and my nausea was gone, which was amazing. And now I have this little alcohol bottle with alcohol in it, and this, if you have nausea, if you're having problems with being sick, get a pill bottle. Put a little bit of paper towel in there and pour some alcohol in there. Whenever you feel like you're about to just lose it, open up your pill bottle, wave it under your nose. Until that sickness passes, just sit there, and it's nothing that's bad for you, but it makes your nausea go away. So if any of you other people are dealing with nausea, try that. Or if you have the little pads you tear open for injection site, like if you're diabetic or something, one of those will work. But I was going through like probably 10 or more of those a day. So I just decided to make my own little alcohol bottle. I can keep this on me, and I have it right here with the big name on the front. So if I need it, my husband can grab it real quick and just get it open, and then I feel better. It's kept me from throwing up ever since surgery. I haven't thrown up once. I did dry heave in the hospital, but I haven't thrown up. So that's a good thing if you remember. And so speaking of swabs, can we talk about these mouth swabs? Ew. I mean, they were okay. I mean, because your mouth wants liquid, but they're like lemon water, not even good lemon, like packaged lemon. I couldn't do it. I had one swab and I was done after that. I didn't want no more. So I didn't have anything else to wet my whistle until the next morning. They got me down to, I think it was like 8 o'clock or something like that. They come in and got me and took me down to do the barium swallow. So I went down there and I was just anesthesia on me is it's just bleh. So I was still in the process of doing the so the woman kept coming in there and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I had my sick bag in my hand because I'd been sick constantly. So I had my sick bag in my hand and I was sitting here. I was probably looking real special. So she finally come in there and she's like, "Ma'am, we're going to do the test now." And I was like, "Let's do it." And they got me to stand up in front of this machine. And then they hit my stomach with the machine. I was like, "Really, guys? I just had surgery right there and you're going to hit the machine into my stomach." But anyway, they had me sip that nasty stuff. I thought the white barium was bad. And who knew? When you haven't had anything in your mouth for, 24 hours except for one nasty little lemon swab. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. At least I only had to drink like that much. They kept telling me, take a little sip, then they take a picture. Take a little sip, take a picture. So they finished that. I had no leaks, which was awesome. So, it was still a little while longer before I got to have my liquid lunch. So, the doctor came in after that, spoke to me, said, I had no leaks, I was all good, my lunch should be coming to me some point. So I patiently waited, and finally, in comes the meal. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I want to eat everything. And I had a sip of the broth. Their broth was disgusting, so I didn't want any more of that. What else is on there? Oh yeah, some of the stuff I didn't even touch. I didn't even want it, because they had Breeze on there, which is a the see-through protein drink. Smell of it, couldn't do it. The only thing that brought me any joy was cranberry juice, which I don't like. On a typical basis, I do not like cranberry juice. Ugh. Too puckery, too bitter. Just not something I like. But that day I did, and I loved it. So then I had one bite of the popsicle, and it was amazing too. And it was bright red. I guess it was cherry. And then it melted all into my tray, and it looked like somebody had been murdered on my tray. So they took that away while I was in the bathroom and brought me a new one. And it upset me because my cranberry juice was on there, and I was up in arms because they brought me apple juice. Was it apple juice? Yeah, I think it was apple juice. And it was gross, and the broth was gross, and there was nothing on that one I wanted. And I took one little bite of the orange popsicle, and that was too much. I couldn't handle it. Didn't want the Breeze. Didn't want the tea. Nothing tasted right. And I wanted my cranberry juice. So I sat there and had a little meltdown in my room because I wanted my cranberry juice, and a friend was there visiting, and she went down and got me some cranberry juice. So that made me happy. Finally I got my cranberry juice. And then they let me leave the hospital, and then I got to come home. Yay! So it was a pretty dang good experience, and I'm really glad I did it. That stupid band is out, and the sleeve is here for a new day. And I'm very excited. And thank you so much for listening to my surgery story. And I'll be back really soon here. And I'm going to update you guys and let you know what's going on now. Talk to you later. Bye.